I think like as the years go on that we're together, like not really that much has changed other than, we still have the same level of passion and curiosity and fire that we've always had.
But
we get better at communicating, obviously, as it goes on. Of course,
I
there's
don't know. Wait, hold on.
missteps.
I want to hear about this.
The
Shrek
thing that definitely changes, though, is that I feel that more so now than ever before, in our photos and videos, I definitely have some Shrek vibes. I definitely, it feels like I'm about at times gonna eat you. Or use you as a toothpick in my giant ogre teeth. It really.
Why do you
sometimes I look at it, I'm just whoa, I am so much larger than her in this picture.
Why, you think you got much larger since we've been together?
I mean, I think sometimes it's the angle of the photos or videos where I'm a little bit too much in the foreground.
Hold on. Pause for 1 second. I have to pop my ears. Okay, better. I don't know what happened.
Ooh, maybe I should pop my ears. Oh, that's good. Did you hear that noise?
Yeah, that was weird.
It's sort of like an anime character screaming when you go.
Okay. I think that's really funny. I don't know if you're more ogre-like now than we were when we first started dating, but I like it.
I'm definitely larger than when we first started dating.
How much larger? How many pounds larger?
You want me to pound myself here?
Yeah.
Really? Is this a way of getting some aggression out on me?
No.
Say how much weight I've gained since we've started seeing each other and been together?
No.
Are you sure?
Maybe a little bit.
Yeah, you're really mad at me right
now.
You
were not on your best behavior this morning.
No, I spun out.
Mm-hmm.
I spun out. And there's no excuse for it.
What can you tell everybody what spinning out means to you?
Spinning out means that I get into this anxiety-ridden, ultra neurotic free fall that then starts to make me angry. Mm-hmm. And I then start to feel I start to lash out
at the people around you.
And since you're the person who's
always
around me,
you,
I lashed out at you.
Yes, and
I started putting it on you. However,
now here, what I will give you is, you are extra creative at how to blame me for all sorts of things. And I was today I was because I know you so well, I'm piecing together as you're shitting on me with your mouth, I am starting to piece together the inferences. For example, we live, I'm not going to say where we live, but we live somewhere kind of secluded, I suppose.
Yes.
And you made this jump, as you were doing the word vomit, you were and we're just so isolated out here. And I was it's my fault we live out here. It was your idea to live out here.
It was our idea to live out here. It's not your fault. And wait, first of all, I don't actually regret living out here.
No, I know, but that's what I'm saying is in your spin outs, you just start grasping
I felt
for
so
straws.
isolated. This isn't your fault at all. But lately, I usually wake up with crushing anxiety.
It's because we're drinking too much wine at night.
You think so?
Yes.
You think it's just because of the wine?
It's because we're drinking wine and then not getting sufficient restful sleep. So that lends itself to waking up with a lot more anxiety. And I told you we shouldn't have had wine last night. I said it.
I don't know if it's just because of the wine. I really don't. I really don't, because like it's sort of my thing to wake up with a lot of anxiety. I would really benefit from a
like
meditation
a morning meditation.
practice. Yes.
Yeah, you've been saying this for 5 years.
I really need to I need to go to fucking India and like just like study with a yogi
You can
for a
literally-
week,
you
not
can-
like a big
You
sabbatical.
don't need to go to India.
No,
You
I
can
know, but I need to like
go to Santa Monica and study.
I need
with
to
them.
I need to get like somebody who goes, this is how you meditate. This is how you meditate. Like I don't want to do the
Just get
apps.
the Headspace app.
I know, but then you got the
Oh,
Australian
I love
guy.
it. He's like, close your eyes.
And now let it all fade. Breathe. No, I don't know if like, you know what, like, I don't know, like, I don't feel like you're supposed to meditate.
Close
with
your eyes.
with your phone
Close
on.
your eyes and take 5
Like,
slow
part of me thinks that-
inhales.
Wait, do it. Here, I'm gonna meditate, and you do the Headspace.
Thank you very much for joining me today on Headspace. I would like for you to give yourself a moment of gratitude for taking the time to meditate with me today. So first, take a slow scan of your body. Notice your nose,
See, it's just like
your mouth.
it's not that far off from what it actually is. And I'm not knocking Headspace. I'm sure it helps a lot of people.
I love that. That guy helped me through some really stressful times.
Really? Did you like do a whole Headspace
Oh my God, when
thing?
you and I were broken up, I was like flailing. Not because partially because we broke up, but I was just going through a really hard time. So I had like, there was all sorts of them. There was like they had like programs, like 7 days of like, of release.
Yeah.
14 days of trauma. And I was just like literally doing it.
And did it help?
I mean, it definitely helped me like fall asleep sometimes.
Right. But like part of me is like, doesn't like your phone being on and you listening to your phone
You're on your
negate
phone
the whole like point of what meditation
But you're
is?
on your phone anyway. So.
You mean throughout the day, you mean?
So might as well
Yeah.
just like use it for good.
No, totally. But like, wouldn't the ideal thing is to get a practice to where your
I
phone's
think it's
not
like a
in
good
the room
place
with you?
to start.
Right, just to be doing something.
You're not doing anything. You're waking up and yelling at me.
I mean, not all. But this morning.
Today.
First, can I say something too?
Ugh.
And this is not to take the responsibility off of like how I behaved this morning.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, I wasn't like, I really wasn't blaming you.
Get to what you're saying.
Maybe I was like, had a blaming tone of us moving out here in a way, but I wasn't though. I wasn't blaming you.
We're so isolated out here. I'm like, what?
But I think it's your stuff a little bit that you're processing that I'm blaming you rather than I'm just like freaking
Annoying.
out and sucking you into it, which is not any better. I'm not saying it's better, but it is different. Right?
Did you hear that? You know what that I just discovered that is? It's just a light fixture. And because it's glass, when the glass heats, like it's expanding, so it's making a little.
Taylor's
Tick.
so worried because
The
we're
sound.
like, pick up the lights when you move them.
Oh.
Like,
No, there's
it's
like a
nerve-wracking filming in your house.
Yeah, we're filming
and
in our
filming in your
house.
newly renovated house.
Yeah, you're worried about everything. I mean, my dog like knocked on the door for me to let her in when I was showering this morning, and I was like, "Girl, don't scratch the doors." And she's like, "I'm a dog. I don't know what you're saying."
I mean, she body checked the wall in the
'cause
kitchen
she was
to
trying
kill a fly.
It was pretty impressive.
Yeah, but it was like paws and nails first. It wasn't
Yeah.
like chest
Boom.
first.
She's a beast. Okay, I want to get to my question.
Wait,
So are you
but
going
what
to
I'm saying
wrap it up?
is, I will also say though that like you do flip out on me sometimes, and
Give me an example.
Give you an example?
Yeah, of how I flip out on you.
Oh, like you'll bring stuff. You'll do the same thing that I do. You'll like bring things up and like then blame me for them. You know, when we were going to your uncle's birthday, you like flipped out on me that I was late.
Because you were so late.
But you really flipped out on me.
Okay.
And I wasn't that late because
I'm massaging my neck muscles.
your brother still showed up after we did.
Okay. I have a lot of things to discuss, and this is
okay, but we'll get to it. But like, then you apologized to me, and I was like, oh, okay, cool. And I'm like, good. Like when I apologize to you,
me being like, you're late, let's hurry up, is so different than what you dragged me
okay,
through.
but there's other things. You've done the equivalent to that
I'm sure.
that to me.
Okay.
And like when you apologize to me, I immediately forgive you.
Okay, high five.
And then
We're
you
good.
like hold on to it, and you made me think like, oh, today's the recording's gonna be fucked. And she's going to hate me throughout the whole recording.
I never said that. I said that.
But I'm making these things up in my head. Okay, no, what did you say? No, what did you say?
Okay, there's a couple of things. I'm having like floating thoughts. But so like these muscles are all super tight because I think I clench my jaw like crazy at night, I've just learned from our trainer. He told me that he's like, oh, you know, my wife clenches her jaw, and so she has like a really developed jawline. I was like, I think that I just have that genetically, but I do wonder if like my very strong jaw comes from all my clenching at night, which then led me to the next thought where like people think that it's a grand insult to me online when they say, is she trans?
Right.
And I'm like, that's not an insult to me. That's in fact a great compliment because some of the most beautiful women in the world are trans. And
that's true.
So it's not an insult to me. But then when I'm like, who are these like people who are trolling me? I don't usually check, but sometimes when it's like a big thing, is she trans, I'm like, I go to their Instagrams and they're like they're very liberal and very progressive. And then I'm like, oh my God, you're transphobic. You're like using that as an insult to me. You fucking... Like, it's so crazy.
Because like most people's politics are bullshit.
They're bullshit.
They're bullshit.
They're bullshit.
Your politics are being on fucking line and just saying the thing that's going to upset the person that you, for some reason, had this stranger, i.e. us, that you have aggression towards.
It's so funny. I'm like, it's not, first of all, it's not an insult. It's a compliment. I like it. You know what? I think it's fucking fierce as fuck if you think I'm trans. Like, dope. And second, it's so funny to me because then they are like, you know, queer rights are human rights. And I'm like, but you're transphobic because you're trying to insult me by saying...
Yeah.
I'm trans. It's so funny.
No, it's just people like, oh God, they're so dumb.
Yeah.
This is the whole thing. Like, this is part of what like starts me spinning in the morning. I just think about people.
Okay, wait.
I just think about the world and like online and all of that shit. And I'm just like, oh my God, I live in this world with these people. And like in that moment, I feel like what I should go is like, babe, like kiss me, like stroke my hair right now.
But instead, what do you do?
Or maybe let's fuck.
But instead, what do you do?
No, instead we're both like,
no.
Instead, what do you do?
No, this is what you do. Instead, you go, oh my God, the day's getting away from us. Why do we wake up so late? And then what do I say? We should really stop drinking so much.
It's not like, about like we're not drinking a ton.
It's not even honestly.
We're going
we
to
had
bed
like a
too
glass
late.
and a half of wine, but like
yeah,
we were watching Love on the Spectrum last night, which is the greatest thing ever. Has that show won any Emmys?
I if it hasn't,
I like there's something
again,
wrong.
like this is
that is the greatest show. I don't feel things.
It's incredible. It's incredible.
I can laugh and weep within 30 seconds in such an intense way.
It is empathy incarnate.
It's incredible. Restores your faith in humanity.
Yeah. And also, I'm pretty sure that probably everybody in the show is Republican. Do you ever get that sense?
Why?
No, I don't know. Maybe it's because of where they live and stuff like that. I'm being bigoted.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
It doesn't even matter. I don't care.
No,
but I had that thought last night. I was like, oh, wow. I feel like because they're all so nice. You know, I was reading this interview with Orson Welles, this book called My Lunches with Orson. And he's having lunches with Henry Jaglom, this filmmaker. And Henry Jaglom was like, I don't understand, like, you're a liberal, and yet you used to hang out with like John Wayne and John Ford, these like staunch right-wing Republicans. And then he was like, well, the thing is, as long as you don't bring up politics, right-wingers are way nicer people than left-wing people, than liberals. And I'm like, I feel like that's true. I feel like that's true a lot of the time.
I'm really not of this like tribal mindset anymore like I used to be.
No, that's gone out the fucking window for me.
Out the fucking window for me. I'm like this whole narrative of like you only hang out with and associate with the people who you're exactly politically aligned with is like the reason why we have such a serious divide and we cannot communicate. It's like that's the real problem.
Yeah.
That's the real problem is nobody's talking anymore. Nobody's discussing their differences and sharing their opinions in a like calm, sane way. It's just very much like, you don't agree with me, like off you go.
Right. Well, they project all of their own like feelings. They're not engaged. I feel like people are not engaging with their own feelings. And so they project that into so-called political beliefs.
Yeah.
But as we're seeing, those political beliefs aren't even consistent.
No, it's
you have
bullshit.
somebody saying trans rights using his,
and then
online,
trying to insult me.
insulting somebody.
By the way, they're not just saying, like, in order for this to make sense for you listeners, it's like, it's not that they're being like, they're saying it to insult me. They're not actually asking if I'm trans.
Right. No, it's not like, oh, I'm curious.
Yeah.
It's like
yeah. Yeah.
Because most of the time people aren't putting comments. This would be good if this is how social media functioned. That if in the comments they were filled with curiosity, but instead they're mostly either filled with praise or aggression or aggression.
Yeah.
And there's
but
no
that's
real
always
in
been,
between.
it's like, that's just always how it's been. And every time, I remember when I came out with the Ozempic song, there was like, it made TikTok crazy. And it got a lot of attention. And one of the videos went viral early on. And then a bunch of them did. And the comments would be like very, very supportive. Or they would be, people got so angry about a song about Ozempic.
Yeah.
Like the way it was like I had murdered their family. It was like the way that they would get mad was so crazy. And I just think to myself, because I'm not that person. I don't go, if I see something I disagree with online, I don't engage with it. I just like move on. I don't even like dislike it and comment.
No, never.
I just like, I just don't engage. I just move on. But it takes time to sit and then like do that.
I don't think it takes that much time though. I think that's the thing.
No, I mean I get like long.
Boom.
No, I would get paragraphs.
Oh yeah, no, but
Like,
but I've sent like angry paragraph texts. So have you?
Yeah.
That's coming from that place. So even though it's taking time, you're still in that second that you're triggered.
Right, it's a state.
And I hate the word trigger. I hate it. It's such a word I've grown. It's one of those words I just hate.
It's been overused.
It's been overused and it's been abused and it's just like
have
this
some
fucking
water, but I don't want any labels.
Yeah, no, we can block out in post. We can fuzz out the water bottle company that
unless they want to give us money.
Yeah. So if you want to give us money to drink your water bottles,
it's
we're all for it. We
rhymes
love water
with,
bottles.
It rhymes with Mydromask.
Mydromask. So Mydromask, we use your water bottles. Figure
Rhymes
it out.
with. It sounds more like hydrate than migrate. Okay.
So like, yeah, you're in that second that you got, what's a better word? What should we replace the word like affected, upset. Exactly. Upset. It's way more specific than
upset.
I know. Well, no, it's too specific and too exactly what it is. It's too emotional.
Yeah.
It's not like something that hovers in this
The first
sort
time,
of socio-political sphere.
Do you remember the first time you heard somebody use the word trigger? I remember.
No, I don't. I don't remember.
This...
I do remember what my reaction though probably was, which was like, "Oh yeah, I got it." Because
No.
then I was like all about that, like
I was like
getting those points.
I was in like a exploring my sexuality phase, and I was like sort of dating this girl in London who was younger than me, and she was like a total like, just like, it was. I mean, she was. I must have been like 25, and she was 20, maybe 20. So she like definitely was like younger than me and more like in the like what now I would see as like Gen Zers. I mean, she was in my.
But you were 25.
I know, but I felt like I feel older.
Yeah, I mean,
I feel older.
You're still.
In my mind, I was like, I'm 40 and she's 20. But...
Well, no, you always associate yourself with being older than you are.
Right. So anyway, I was like at this like party with her, and it was like a bunch of just like cool kids, you know, and. I tricked her into thinking that I was like really cool. I mean,
but you are really cool.
Do you know what I mean though?
Like cool,
well, like a dangly earring, like a septum ring, and like.
Yeah, but like we are like visually, you know, how that cool. That's also just not cool. Though.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
They're not cool is the thing.
I'm just trying. Let me get my point out.
Okay? Sorry.
It's just like of a specific like art.
I know what you mean.
It's the art scene, you know.
I'm doing the thing that I was just criticizing.
Okay.
Right
anyway,
now. So sorry.
So she was telling me a story, and my goodness, it was one of those situations where you're solely dating somebody based on their looks. And she was very beautiful. But
how long did you date this person?
It was literally like a vacation in London for like 2 weeks. It's not.
Yeah, that's not
like,
dating. You were fucking them.
It was like hanging out with, but I was like hanging out with her while I was there.
Yeah.
And she was so sweet and very beautiful, but we had nothing in common and nothing to talk about.
Right.
And
is she British?
Yes.
Yeah.
And she said in the conversation like something about telling me the story that happened. She said something about having been triggered, and I was like, I've not heard that one before. Okay, I guess this is a word I now need to learn to use in my vocabulary. And then it just started, it kind of just, people really, it got into the.
Yeah, like that's the whole thing too. That proves too, like I would never think how I associate like all the British people I know, that word, if I told somebody I was triggered, any Brit that I know, they would get red and get really uncomfortable. And it just goes to show
that it's like a generational thing.
I don't even think it's I think it's it's like an ideological group that is heavy in that generation, in Gen Z.
Yeah.
But has nothing to do with what you know what their sexuality is, how you know what their race is, in any way that how they identify besides the ideology. Does that make sense?
Yes. No. Totally.
And like that's what's so annoying, because it's not like that many people, and yet they're just like so fucking active online. Them and right-wing fucking Nazis.
Yeah.
It's like the two worst factions of people are the most
active. On social media.
Because they don't have jobs. Both groups of people don't have jobs and don't have lives and just live online.
Yeah. Do you want to continue this topic?
Because we can switch it.
Because it actually kind of there's some crossover.
Yeah.
How does it make you feel when we're out in the world and people recognize you most for your cameo in The Other Guys? Because like multiple times a week you'll get Christineth or Arnie Palmy. Does it drive you crazy, or are you like, oh, that's fun? Because it's starting to drive me crazy.
Oh, is it?
It's just like, I'm like, that's the thing that people immediately recognize you for, when you have like other work that is just like, to me, more your career than, I mean, that is it's an amazing,
Yeah.
but it's so short and it's so, you just, I mean, you really left your mark in that movie. And
I feel like, yeah.
I don't know. It's just, I'm like, that was so long ago. That's the thing. I mean, he's in Stranger Things, for crying out loud. That's like more in the zeitgeist at this moment.
How long ago that was bothers me.
Yeah.
Like a little bit.
Just how long ago it was? Not.
Well, I'm very proud of that.
No, it's amazing.
I think that movie's one of the best things I've ever been in.
Totally. I agree with that.
I'm very proud of that performance.
Yes.
I'm very proud of that scene and like the work that all four of us did in that scene.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's consistent with like how genius Will Ferrell and Mark Wahlberg are in that movie, and in so much and everything they do. But I don't know. I mean, I'm glad that they dig it. I'm glad that it makes them laugh. It's wild to me. I mean, I like it that people, whatever people enjoy me for, I dig it. But it makes me also go, I want more like big parts in lots of things, and that's what I'm known for. But I imagine, like, in a way, it might be like what John Turturro faces in a way with playing Jesus in The Big Lebowski.
Totally. Like, and he did. I hear people talk about his like work on the stage, that like as like some of the most. I've not seen him on stage, but there's like what's the play that he did? Torturo's in the well, I can't say his name right now. Turturro. Yeah, but what's the
Turturro? John Turturro.
that's John Turturro.
Yeah, Turturro. I mean, I think you can't overthink his name,
John Turturro,
or else it'll get caught in your mouth.
Anyway, there's like a play that he did that somebody was telling me about it, and his work is so brilliant and so important, and yet people really just remember him or immediately think of him for.
Well, yeah, like, a lot of the people who come up to me, and I imagine to him for each of those roles, are not watching
him on
him
stage.
and Barton, or him and Barton Fink, or or The Night Of, or Do the Right Thing,
God,
or
he's incredible in The Night Of,
or Jungle Fever, or like you can go on and on and on. The man has one of the greatest acting careers ever and is one of the greatest actors of all time. I mean, certainly one of my biggest influences. I mean, it makes me want to have more of a career on stage.
Yeah.
My career on stage consists of doing comedy, sketch, and improv mostly, and like more alt stand-up, which I'm very proud of. I don't think it's less than doing plays, but I want to do more plays. I've only done one legitimate play.
You heard
my
it
whole
here
career.
first, folks. Brett is going to get back on the stage.
Come on, off-Broadway. I won't even say Broadway. Off-Broadway, I'm a callin'. I want to do more stage work, absolutely, and make that more of a part of my life.
Great.
So, but it feels good. It feels good. Like, I'm proud of that performance.
I'm getting my phone out because I have to read you something.
I like being funny.
Okay.
And making people laugh, and I'm glad that role brought people joy, and I'm insanely grateful to that movie.
So your answer is, you don't give a shit. You actually like it that people recognize you and.
Yeah, I like it.
You like it.
Yeah, it doesn't bother me at all.
Because to me, the people who would have watched other guys will have also watched Stranger Things. And so that is more my question. I'm like, do people just remember your face more in the other guys compared to...
But I would say,
Stranger
though,
Things?
that I'm the most recognized for Murray.
You are. Okay.
Wouldn't you say that? In your
think
experience? I mean, obviously you're not with me all the time in public, but like...
I just feel like lately it's been a lot of...
It has been a lot of
Christina.
that. It has been a lot of that.
Okay.
You're looking at your phone for...
I'm reading something because I want to tell you what I got in my inbox yesterday from somebody named Jason. And he's got his leg... Here, I'll show you. He's got his leg up. Oh, wait. He's got his leg up, like entering a car. He's like bald and muscly.
Uh-huh.
And he said... Oh, I love these messages. They're so funny to me. Hello, gorgeous. I don't know what your attitude really looks like, but to be honest, I would love, heart, you to be my sugar baby, and I will take care of your needs, pay your weekly allowances, to pay your bills, and no any kind of sexual content included.
Wait.
I'll read it again. Hello, gorgeous. I don't know what your attitude really look like, but to be honest, I'm going to read it exactly because there's a lot of errors. Hello, gorgeous, smiley face. I don't know what your attitude really look like, but to be honest, I would love, heart emoji, you to be my sugar baby, and I will take care of your needs, pay your weekly allowances to pay your bills, with no any kind of sexual content included, smiley face.
So, like, sexual content is not...
I don't. So here's my question:
Is not a requirement in order for him to
be
make
my
you
sugar
his
daddy.
sugar baby?
So
and pay your bills
in this situation.
Take care of you.
Now this is a real person. This person has like followers. I mean, it could be a really like advanced robot, but I don't see what the robot would get out of that. But let me know if you guys know. My question is, what do you get out of that? Is it just like a power thing that like I'm paying this person's bills so they're like mine? But like you're not asking me for any sexual, or is that just like code? Is that code? Do you guys know if that's code? Does he want sexual content? Because I have so many questions. Because I'm like, this feels like a pretty good deal. Yeah, I'm your sugar baby and you just give me money? I mean, that sounds pretty easy. And if it's that easy, why aren't more women doing it?
Okay,
and by the way, I got another one. Like 2 days
should we
ago.
address this though first?
Let me just read both
or
of them.
Is this like?
Here's another one.
Okay.
Another one. Mark Smith is his name.
Yeah.
My guess is that's not his real name. Would you love daddy to spoil you weekly just for attention? Kindly get back to me if you are interested. Heart, heart, heart. So it's like and I get these quite a bit. What? Please tell me more.
I knew I shouldn't have been making all those posts about how work has been slow because.
Okay, do people? So please, if you guys know about this,
how much
this works,
this podcast is struggling to gain an audience. No, Okay, wait. Are you asking me this question because you think that I know the answer to this, or you want me to like ask?
No, we
like,
should
ponder this with you.
Yeah, ponder it with me.
Because you know that I don't know online speak.
Yeah,
and I'm not a bot.
No, I'm opening
or
this,
a serial killer.
I'm opening this to the room so that everybody can write in and let me know.
Yeah, no,
the
we should
details
find
of
out.
I have questions. And if you're listening and you've offered to be my sugar daddy, what is it that you expect if it's not any sexual content? Because like, can't I just say, yeah, I'm your sugar baby, here's my Venmo, and then what?
Yeah, I have no. In both of those, wait, the second guy was doing that too.
Yeah,
he was not requiring.
Yeah,
Can you read it one more time?
Yes.
Because my head was swimming from trying to
Mark
figure
Smith,
out what all of this.
Would you love daddy to spoil you weekly just for attention? Kindly get back to me if you are interested.
So your payment is for attention.
They want my attention? The payment is my giving them attention?
I feel like this is a manipulation. This is some sort of like fucking like manosphere type of speak that's like them trying to suck you in and trick you.
Okay.
Is my
do you think?
Initial, because I don't understand why.
It's definitely not like I'm your sugar baby and that's it. They're gonna like they want some sort of relationship. And
it's
like
probably to suck you in with like, I'll only give you this, and then like after a month they're like,
show me your
hey,
tits.
you want to meet?
Right. Okay.
And then it's like, oh, do you want to suck my dick?
Right. Okay. So I know that this is like our thing, and this is a world in which like women do have like daddies where they just give them attention. Do they not? I don't know the ins and outs of this, to be honest. I'm just asking. It's a fun topic of conversation, so I'm just trying.
Well, I mean, he could like that could be somebody's fetish, maybe that
they're paying your bills.
Them paying your bills and getting gratitude from you
and
for the attention, and them responding to them in this grateful way.
That doesn't seem like a bad deal for women who need some extra cash.
No, I don't think so. But I feel like it doesn't. It can't end there.
It doesn't end there.
It's like a man.
Yeah, it doesn't end there.
There's no like. We're disgusting.
Totally.
And so I really feel it's probably like he thinks you're some dumb girl that he can suck you in.
And honestly, I'm considering the offer.
I mean, that's how Jason. I asked you out. That's exactly how I asked you out.
Yeah, you said,
how would you like
Daddy to spoil you?
Yeah.
For some attention, no sexual content.
Yeah. But I put like a winking.
Yeah, like. Just
like the
fingers crossed.
Yeah, it was fingers crossed. You're right.
Behind your back.
Yeah, I forgot it. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so I'm considering the offers. So keep the offers coming, guys. Brett and I will both be your sugar babies in exchange for just attention, no sexual content.
Thanks for joining us on Neurotica. You know, don't forget to share it with a friend. And please leave a review. I mean, you review everything else, right? I mean, it's comment here and comment there. Why not for us?